Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Chad with Arc Hunter, and today's video is going to be about a challenge that Chris Tanner from Prepared Mind 101 recently issued. The challenge is to make a survival kit that is 10 pounds or less, and what this is kind of geared towards simulating is, you know, if you have a car kit, you know, car survival kit that you have sitting in your trunk and you're driving kind of out in the middle of nowhere, it's cold conditions, it's snowy, whatever the case may be, your car breaks down, don't have any cell phone reception, it's kind of desolate, so nobody's coming by, maybe it's the middle of the night, something like that, and instead of staying in your car, you know, maybe you're out of gas or something, so you can't turn it on and get any heat, so you got to grab your kit, maybe go into the brush line, go into the woods, and, you know, make a shelter, make a fire, and survive for the night until help can come. So there's a couple different parameters that you have to follow. The kit has to be 10 pounds or less, obviously, and the kit is in addition to whatever clothes that you normally wear for winter conditions. Might be a toboggan, winter coat, you know, along with your EDC items. You know, if you carry a gun, a pocket knife, a flashlight, whatever the case is, whatever you normally carry on you, you know. So if you're out, if you normally travel in jeans and, you know, puffy down coat, that's what you got to go out in. So, you know, most people, when they're just driving around, aren't real. There's a difference between driving around and going out for winter camping. So most people aren't bundled up and have all the supplies that they would normally have for winter camping. So, you know, keep that in mind. You know, I would normally have a toboggan on, maybe some gloves in my pocket, you know, a puffy coat and some jeans and shoes on, maybe not even wool socks. So that's what I'm going to go out in. So you can have your EDC items. The temperature has to be 32 degrees or below, and it has to be done by December 31st. And so everything has to be documented, date and time, and the temperature, you know, whether it be on your cell phone, what have you. So the kit that I have here is a military Gore-Tex bivy sack, and I have all my contents wrapped up inside here, and I just put a compression strap around it, and it's like a backpack strap connected to that, and just carry it on my back here. And so let me move the camera and we'll dig a little further into this kit. I'll show you what I got. Okay guys, here's my kit right here. Here's the normal EDC things that I carry every day. You know, I don't go real heavy. I mean, obviously I got my keys and things like that, but the normal things that I take is a gun and a pocket knife. So that's what I'll be taking with me on my trip. So I'm going to go ahead and weigh it out. As you see, the scale is zeroed out here. Go and put this on top and get it to stay. And we're looking at 9 pounds, 7.0 ounces. So either way, it's under 10 here. So let's go ahead and dig into the contents, and I'll show you what I got. Alright guys, like I said, got my normal EDC here. Move that out of the way. We'll go ahead and unroll this. Just got the strap here. Just got some work gloves on top. Go ahead and unroll this all the way. Alright, here I just got a cheap Outdoor Products Walmart dry bag. They're not perfect, they're not 100% waterproof. I've learned that in the past, but I've got it wrapped up in this military Gore-Tex bivy, which keeps everything waterproof. So, go through the contents here. Got some bio wipes, just for some general cleaning, and you use a bathroom or whatever out in the woods. Got a 9x12 0.7 mil plastic tarp, and my thought with this is that I can go ahead and make a super shelter if need be, and I'll combine that with another tarp here in a minute. I just got some Outdoor Research glove liners, fairly warm, keep me warm enough. And I just got some basic food items here. Now keep in mind that my main priority with this is that I'm going to survive one night, not multiple nights. I can probably go 2 to 3 nights if need be, but this is just a one night kind of challenge thing. So my main priorities are shelter to stay warm, you know, some food to get me by, you know, and definitely fire. And then, you know, we got cordage and container for water and all that stuff, but I'll show you here in a minute. So I just got some tuna and ramen noodles that I can cook up, some instant mashed potatoes and some granola bars just to get me by there. And I threw in this little Climate X pillow. The only reason I did that, I don't really need it, but it's so light. I had a little weight to spare, so I went ahead and threw it in there. Just because I know in a survival situation, you know, good night's sleep, comfort is definitely a plus if you can take the weight. It got me, and I put it in this little bag. This bag's insulated. With my Sawyer Squeeze water filter. I'm definitely going to be filtering water. Now I live in Ohio, so especially during the winter time, there's usually no shortage of water around, so I should be able to find something. There's no snow to melt. You know, I know melting snow is not the greatest idea, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. But in this little bag, kind of got some odds and ends and essentials. Got some hot hands, hand warmers. I was going to bring a headlamp, but I forgot that I had this because I'm normally wearing a hat or something that I can clip this on. It's just, and this is a lot lighter than a headlamp, so I decided to bring this. Got the flash for signal. Not a bad little light, just something to get me by overnight. And for fire, I have an old prescription bottle with lint, an Esbit cube, kind of similar to wet fire. I've got a lighter with duct tape around it, and I've got a rubber band to keep that from being depressed and the fluid from coming out of it. And then a ferro rod, which I can get all that stuff started with a ferro rod. So given that I can find dry wood, and keep that in this little mesh stuff sack here. And then last in this bag, I've got a Esbit stove. This serves as my container. And then it's got a little stove inside here, and I actually forgot that this lighter was in there, so I could probably take that out or leave it since I'm under my weight, or if I wanted to add something else I could. So anyways, I got Esbit cubes in here. You could probably actually add a few more Esbit cubes in there just in case. So anyways, that's my container, so I can boil water, cook up my food, do what I need to do. I'm not taking any water with me, and I know that's kind of a, well, you should take some water. Water adds a lot of weight, and for this challenge, I know it's going to be an overnight. And I know where I'm going to go. I'm probably going to be able to find water. So that's kind of my theory behind that. I've got the Buck Punk knife. I normally keep a multi-tool in here, but I took it out for weight purposes. I normally have my Gone Boy Silky Saw, but I have this old Gerber saw that's not the greatest, but if I need to cut down some wood, I can, and it's a lot lighter than my Gone Boy, so it saved me a lot of weight there. I got a heat sheet grabber tarp. Got the reflective side here that I'll go ahead and make a lean-to shelter out of. Make the lean-to shelter, and then I can go ahead and put my drop cloth in front of it and make me a super shelter if need be. Then some lightweight stakes to go ahead and stake it down if I need to. And then some extra cordage. I'm not bringing a whole lot. It's maybe 25, 30 feet. And then a cam lock here to help set up my tarp. And inside this bivvy, obviously, I would prefer to have a sleeping pad in here, but let me move the camera and I'll go ahead and show you exactly what's inside this bivvy to kind of help keep me warm and make it through the night, I guess. Okay, with this bivvy, again, this is a waterproof bivvy sack. And it's not the lightest weight. It's all Gore-Tex. It goes with the military sleep system, the modular sleep system, but I just have the bivvy in here. Obviously, the weight of the military sleep system is going to be more than 10 pounds in and of itself. So what I did And if need be, I don't even have to set up the tarp, but I'm going to do that for heat and reflective purposes, because I can lay out in the rain if I need to and cover up and stay dry. However, I have slept in this before, and if you have this completely enclosed, quite a bit of condensation builds up and you do get wet inside, which can be dangerous in a survival situation, obviously. So inside here, for a little bit more warmth, what I have is just a lightweight fleece blanket that I usually use as a bag liner any other time when I'm just backpacking or camping in cold weather situations, because I do have a 15-degree down bag, so that's just a little bit added protection, plus it keeps my bag a little bit cleaner. But anyways, I'm using this as the sole sleeping bag. Now again, I couldn't bring a ground pad. However, I do have this kind of furnace insulation. It's kind of just a thin foam pad, very, very thin. It's not going to add very much cushion from the ground. So, you know, I have to do some things such as, you know, pile up some debris, leaves, whatever the case may be. You know, and the bivy sack will protect me from, you know, if the leaves are wet, it'll protect me from getting wet inside the bag here. But the plus to this is it has obviously this reflective surface here, and I'm going to lay on top of, and it does add a lot of extra warmth. I've used it before. I take a small section of this when I'm going camping to use as a seat to put down on rocks, on a log, whatever, and it does give you a lot of extra warmth. It's actually pretty surprising on how much warmth this actually gives you. So that's going to be my sleep system, you know, and then I can throw my little climate pillow right up top here to sleep on and give me a little bit extra comfort. So this is essentially going to be my survival kit. So I got my knife, my stakes, my container, stove, you know, cooking pot, got my saw for firewood, some extra cordage, my drop tarp for super shelter if needed. I got some work gloves, I got some warmer gloves here, and pillow for some comfort. I got a light, got my food, this is the dry sack, hand warmers, fire, lint, Esbit cube, lighter, ferro rod. This is my Sawyer squeeze, some bio wipes for some general cleanup, and you know, my bivy tarp here, or my bivy sack, Gore-Tex bivy sack, and my fleece bag liner, and then my I guess if you want to call it a ground pad, but some insulation to give me a little bit more warmth, as well as my pocket knife and my handgun as my EDC. So tell me what you guys think. Let me know if you think this will work. I believe my dad's going to do this with me. So this is step one of the video, and part two is going to be me actually going out and trying to survive, and you know, seeing if I can make it, I guess. So again, I'm just going to do an overnight and see what comes of it and see how it works. And you know, this is going to be, hopefully this will be a good setup. If not, it'll be kind of like a live and learn type thing. And these kind of things are good because now, you know, I can actually go out and use it. And you know, this challenge kind of gives me an excuse to go out and use this stuff and see if it'll work, and see what I need to add to it, what I need to take away, you know, what, you know, essentials that I may need and stuff that in here that I don't need. So let me know what you think. If you got any comments, suggestions, what you would add, what you would take away, if you think it's a good system. And we'll see you guys in part two. Thanks for watching.